Okay, so I'm starting right where I left off. I was waiting for my mountain to dry. So, the first mountain's painted very lightly, atmospheric perspective, looking at it through the atmosphere. Don't want it to be too dark. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna go ahead and do my next layer of mountain. Let's see, clean my brush off, get my brush wet in that clean water. I don't know why there's a pen there. Let's see what this looks like on its own. I don't remember, even though it's right there. Okay. I think, I don't know. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more pigment to this. And then I don't know, I'm just gonna start by adding more pigment to that. A lot of this process is just kind of playing around. I want a different brush. Okay, a lot of this process is just kind of playing around and seeing what works. Because not everything is gonna work. I'm gonna go ahead and add my blue. Clean my brush off in that dirty water. Dip my brush in that clean water, dip it in the purple. And surprisingly, I remembered to keep that little water clean. How long that lasts, who knows? So I'm gonna take the purple and dip it in here. So if you remember earlier I said mix more than you think you need. I cannot follow my own instructions, so I didn't do that. So here I am mixing more. Do as I say, not as I do. Mix the pigment. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of red. Mix that up. Try and get all that paint off my brush before I test it, because I don't want to waste it. It looks pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna dip in the water, dip in the pigment, and then I'm gonna go and draw my next set of mountains. I kind of want to make it, I don't want to say the opposite of my last mountain, because that doesn't sound right, but where I go down, where I've kind of valleys in my mountains, I kind of want to have peaks in this second row of mountains. I mean, don't have to, but that's just what I'm doing to make it look a little more natural, because if you look at a mountain range, all of your mountains are not going to be perfectly like, I'm up here, I'm down here. So I'm kind of adding a little bit of randomness to make it look a little more realistic. And like I said, that atmospheric perspective means that that first mountain range is a little bit lighter because we're looking at it through the atmosphere. So then as mountains are closer, they're going to be darker because there's less atmosphere to see them through. So there is my, I'm going to call that good. Here's my kind of second mountain range. Maybe I'll add a little bit more in this pink. I'm kind of doing these little jerky motions up into this mountain because I do want to break it up a little bit. I don't want to have like a perfectly straight and smooth mountain. That is something I did do when I painted my little tiny desert mock-up, is I did kind of those nice smooth sand dunes, but now I'm kind of making them a little bit jaggedy. So next I'm going to do what I did for the last one, go ahead, wait for it to dry, and then I'm going to paint my next layer of mountains.